unfortunate. I would rather that the church, we cannot speak from any other platform other than the platforms that we have. If all the people were allowed to gather and worship, and the clergymen take the deliberate step to address these issues, to see how people can look after the neighbor, understanding that I'm a brother's keeper. I have the responsibility to look after the neighbor. There are so many teachings lined up in the Word of God that would actually help a Christian to restrain themselves and to stay away from such a conduct. But unfortunately, what you see on the street, it's all about young people, and the same young people, if you ask them, they either belong to a Catholic church, a Christian church, they are Pentecostals, a Christian church, and I don't know how they manage to cope with it after they've massacred themselves. Then they come in one church and begin to close their eyes and pray to God. I think that is the highest order of hypocrisy, which we must condemn as the church. And I think the other reason is that we took things for granted. We think that from the messages that we preach to our people, we will help our people to transform. But then the politics actually give us a litmus paper or test so that we know the actual characters that come into our churches. So even if we are looking at the percentage of Zambians to be Christians, I think maybe if it is, we are saying 70% or 80%, we should actually be considering 80% of Zambians to be Christians. Because what we see on the street, what we see in these clubs where most of our people flock to, leaves much to be desired of those people that will be called Christians on a Sunday.
Now, my question and what I'm wondering is that why is it that the church, when it comes to supporting or endorsing a political party, or when it comes to giving a political leader some podium in church, the voices are louder, but when it comes to condemning such acts, they're quiet and nowhere to be seen?
Yeah, it's very true. It's because we are playing a hypocritical role as the church. Our leaders in particular, first and foremost, I've told you that our people are exposed. We see them on the street. Yeah. These are violent characters. Yeah. And if we don't condemn that, the next thing, that violence will be in the church. In fact,